Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are joining us from. Today is a very, very special day in that we're discussing one of the critical issues surrounding empowerment and productivity, and this is for women. Today we'll be joined by our expert, Dr. Nellie Kangwa, who will be able to discuss with us this very, very interesting subject. Last month, on the 4th of July, we featured Mr. Kangwa Chileshe, who is the Permanent Secretary for Ministry of Youth, who was looking at issues relating to youth empowerment and employment, and many opportunities that are available for youth to participate in national development. So I will be your moderator today, Yvonne Kanenganawila from the National Productivity Development Department of the Ministry of Labor and Social Security. This is a monthly program that we always feature eminent or experts who bring us different topics of discussion. And if you've been following us from August last year, when we launched this program, we've been bringing a number of topics that are relevant to our situation as well as national development. We did mention from the onset when the Minister of Labor and Social Security, Honorable Brenda Mwikatamba, launched the program that productivity is a catalyst to national development. And without productivity, our growth is always stunted. By way of definition, we've always talked about productivity as being optimizing on available resources, as well as using our resources prudently, efficiently, and effectively for the benefit of everyone. Productivity is not production. In production, you convert input to output, and that is it. But in productivity, you are more concerned about how you are converting your input. Are they efficient, or are you efficient, or are you effective? And this is where competitiveness lies. Productivity is about value. It's about the outcome and not the output. And so in today's discussion, I will be able to introduce the discussant, who is Dr. Nellie Kangwa, just a few minutes. But before I do that, allow me to just share this very short video, and then I will ask you to give me your insights on the platform on what you think about women participation and empowerment.
And empowerment are terms that are used by many agencies, including NGOs. The term empowerment was originally used to refer to a process of radical social transformation, whereby excluded social groups could define and claim their rights collectively. Over the years, its meaning has become diffused, and its central issue of power has been lost. Trokra undertook a 3-year research project on women's participation in decision-making spaces in DRC, India, and Nicaragua. The results of this research helps us to better understand the relationship between participation and empowerment. Women's empowerment journeys start within the home. In some contexts, it is accepted that women are involved in community decision-making spaces. However, in others, there are many issues that affect the likelihood of women being able to take this first step. When Anita first seeks permission from her husband to attend a citizens' committee meeting run by Trokra's partners, he tells her it is not a woman's place and refuses permission. A few weeks pass, and Anita's desire to attend the meeting is still strong, so she again asks permission. This time, her husband listens to what the meeting is about and agrees that once all her duties are completed, she can attend. Over time, Anita's husband becomes involved with the program, where he explores issues such as power, masculinity, and division of roles within the household. He now supports her participation and sometimes even helps her with household tasks. Some women can attend meetings freely. Lena's husband is happy for her to participate. When women first participate, they are often shy and afraid to express themselves. They have internalized the belief that women should not be involved in deciding about community affairs. Over time, they learn new skills, gain knowledge, and start to express themselves. Women-only spaces are especially important for their empowerment journeys. They are a safe space to reflect on issues that affect them as women. Here, women gain confidence and feel ready to attend other meetings in the community. Small numbers of women are even elected to become leaders of these spaces. A lot of the time, they may face resistance from some of the men and women in their community who think it is not their place to lead. This can be an important crossroads, where the women's newfound confidence and self-esteem help them to feel strong enough to ignore criticisms and continue on with their empowerment journey. It is a massive step in the journey, bringing women to more formal spaces where they can lobby the government for services such as access to water or electricity. But for other women, it is a step too far for their husbands who argue that their domestic duties are being neglected, withdrawing permission, or access to money. The empowerment journey does not end here. There are wider structural issues that can stop women succeeding in their advocacy. Even when local authorities are available and their voices are being heard, it does not guarantee that those with power will take their views into account. This challenge of supporting women's empowerment means we must address the underlying power differences between all women and men, as well as all citizens and state.
Thank you very much. I'd like to have your views and reflection on the video. Please do share some remarks or some reflection on this video. It has always been said that women are the frontliners of development, and in Bemba, I think I think not only in Bemba but globally, we have a saying which says that empower a woman, empower the nation. And so our discussion today is just about that. So before we get into the discussion, allow me also to mention to you that when promoting productivity, we are very mindful that women are more involved in economic development in various ways, in the provision of goods and services. Last month, when we were talking about youth empowerment, I did mention that youth play a critical role in terms of employment. And we did mention that employment is not only limited to people in the offices. Employment can be self-employment, can be volunteer. It's about provisions of goods and services. And in addition to provision of goods and services, employment it can also be a way in which you relate with your employer in terms of being paid or being having a profit in between. So a number of women are involved in work. They are also involved in employment. And so all these provide us with an environment where women are empowered. In our culture, we had a lot of limitation when it came to women participation, and especially in terms of work and also employment. So we have now been at a time where women empowerment has been top on government agenda. And in terms of how they participate in national economy, and in terms of how they participate in terms of work, we, from the productivity session, have focused on what is known as a 4P. So a 4P looks at how women could optimize on their little resources they have to create value, and also provide quality services to their clients. So for today, we'll be talking about how women can focus on themselves in terms of their skills, attitudes, and knowledge, how they can focus on their clients, and that is on the P, the first P. And then we'll also look at how women can focus on their products. How do they offer products that are responsive to their clients? Then 3, we'll look at the processes that women involve themselves in order to provide this quality service. And then finally, we'll look at the policy environment where women are able to create, to be more creative and more innovative. So the 4P, which are people, product, process, policy, provide you with a tool that you can use to enhance your business as a woman. But today, it's not more about that. It's about us listening from an expert in these in these issues. So today we are actually featuring Dr. Nellie Kangwa, who is our guest and is available to join us. So before I invite Dr. Nellie Kangwa, just allow me to give a profile of who she is, that we may be able to welcome her. So Dr. Nellie Kangwa has proven expertise in helping leaders across Africa in corporate and not-for-profit organizations to define and align their vision, strategic goals, and values. Dr. Nellie Longwe Kangwa is an accomplished entrepreneur and pioneer. She's a social business and personal transformation specialist and a performance-driven expert who endeavors to make a difference in society by specializing in empowering leaders to achieve their full potential. She's the founder and CEO of Project Life Design Limited and Women in the Marketplace, an organization that helps women to become captains of industry and has mentored hundreds and thousands of women. In recognition of the notable contribution of the well-being of women, Dr. Kangwa has received multiple local and international awards, such as 2019 United Nations Chairwoman Award recipient, UN Global Leadership Achievement Award, Iconic International Leadership Award, and was inducted in the Push Women's Network Hall of Fame in 2022 and UN Global Women Foundation Hall of Fame in 2023. She's also a special envoy ambassador for the UN Global Women Foundation, New York, USA. She's a publisher, author, and keynote international speaker. So, dear viewers, allow me to welcome Dr. Nellie Kangwa to this Productivity Z 360, which is actually a privilege for us to host you. So are you able to unmute your mic, Dr. Nellie Kangwa, that you may be able to greet our listeners and viewers this morning?
Good morning. Okay, so I'm trying to sort out my laptop. On my laptop, I think, which has been put as where I'm supposed to do the presentation, I can't unmute. It's refusing for me to unmute. So can somebody please help me? So I'm on the phone talking, but then my presentation is on the laptop, but I cannot unmute. So anybody who can assist me to do so, please.
You can also share the presentation with me. Then I can share it with you.
Sorry?
You can share your presentation with me on your WhatsApp or on your email. Then I can help you share from this side.
Okay, we can do that. But then also I'll need to come live. I need my face to show. Yeah.
What's your browser?
Give me 2 minutes. Let me just see what's going on.
Okay. So dear viewers, as we wait for Dr. Nellie Kangwa, I posted a video and I asked for your reflection on what is women empowerment in your view and from what you heard from the video. So you can share your reflection on the chat, on the YouTube chat. So before Dr. Nellie Kangwa joined, I was giving you the 4P of productivity that women can use to empower themselves. So the first P I mentioned was in the focus on people. And here I was saying this is where you as a woman, you focus on yourself in terms of your skill, in terms of your attitude, and in terms of your knowledge. I also talked about the second P, where you focus on your products to ensure that your products are responsive to your clients, and they can only be responsive if they are quality product. The third P I did mention was that of process, how you do today activities to ensure you get your quality process. If you are rearing chicken, what do you go through to get the chickens that are quality and tasty for your customers? The fourth P was on policy, which refers to the environment that is created, for you to ensure that you are more creative and more innovative. So the 4P helps in contributing to more competitiveness, as well as profits, when you focus on that. So Dr. Nellie Kangwa is here, and I hope we have sorted out. There she is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, in the digital age, when I have 3 gadgets on, I have different networks. I have Liquid, I have Airtel, I've got everything so that we don't miss out. Can you hear me well?
I can hear you from here. I hope our listeners are also able to hear from you.
Okay, can the audience hear me? Kindly confirm.
Okay. So, Bupe, are you able to hear Dr. Nellie Kangwa? You can just write on the chat box and confirm if you're able to hear Dr. Nellie Kangwa right now. Loud and clear, Doc. So I have already introduced Dr. Nellie Kangwa, and I'll just invite her to take the stage and give us what she has prepared for us. Remember, we are talking about women empowerment and productivity, which I have ably defined as conversion of inputs to outputs, but efficiently, effectively, with optimum utilization of resources. How can we link this kind of productivity to women, in terms of their participation and empowerment? So, Dr. Nellie Kangwa, we are proud to have you here. It's been long overdue. We needed you many years, but many months ago, but we are happy you have found time to join with us. So please go ahead and share your thoughts with us on this very important subject.
All right. Thank you so much. I do appreciate, and Yvonne, thank you so much for the opportunity to talk to several women across the country. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. And so if you are hearing me well, I just want us to relax. Okay, as women, I know we have done our makeup and we are dressed up for the office. My conversation, this morning is going to be very, very interactive, but also I'm going to be as basic as possible, because I've done this, for over 30 years, and I've realized that most of the information that you may want to be productive, you may actually just Google that information. And when you Google, you can actually read, because there's a lot of information out there. That is why today I am going to be very, very basic and really get to interrogate the very core of your existence, so that this particular conversation is going to bear fruit. So if you are listening to me well and you are with me, I just want us to warm up the room and just type an emoji that is expressing how you are feeling this morning. Just go into the chart and please just type an emoji that is expressing how you are feeling this morning. Let's go. Let me see some emojis of excitement. Let me see some emojis, because we have to create the moment ourselves. We have to create how we are feeling ourselves. We have to, feel good about ourselves. So unfortunately, where I am, I can't see your comments, but it is okay. I have faith. I have faith that I am seeing the emojis. I have faith that a number of you have expressed yourselves with emojis, and therefore my interaction with you will be imaginary, because I don't know how the settings are, but I'm not able to really feel that interaction. But that is okay. We have to move. So please feel free. When you feel a point has spoken to you, you feel that this is really hit home. Because for me, productivity for women empowerment has to be real today. We have to go basic and get ourselves to the space where we can actually express ourselves. So let me quickly share my screen. Maureen, be on standby. Let me see if my laptop is actually making it. Okay. I sent to you on WhatsApp. So just in case, let's go to window, to screen.
It's not working.
Not the one. Yvonne, are you able to share for me? The powers here, I think the hosting powers haven't been fully given. It says screen sharing cancelled. Maureen, can I get some guidance? Are you able to see the screen? Have you shared the screen? Okay.
I have shared, Dr. Nellie.
Yes.
I have shared the screen.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, so like I said, when it comes to productivity, okay, when it comes to productivity, we have to be as basic as possible. Okay, we have to be as basic as possible. So let's just begin from where it all started from. Since we are all women here, we all need to appreciate that there is a higher source. That is where everything started from. And then you came out of your mother and your father, then you. But let me just allude to what really took place the time that you were born, because it is important that you understand that you are a victor. We can go to the next slide. So this is what happened. Let's go to the next slide. Okay, you are a victor because there was a release of the sperm that starts the championship race between male and female. Research shows that XY, which makes into a male child, okay, actually is faster in speed with a lifespan of about 24 to 48 hours. Now with low immunity, I'm told that the lifespan has actually reduced to about 12 to about 36 hours for the sperm or the seed to stay in the reproductive system. Okay, now this is important for you to understand. It is now X and X, which is now speaking to you and me. X and X is what brings about your being the female. Okay, you the female, you live in the reproductive system 48 to 72 hours. Okay, 48 to 72 hours. That is how you stay in the reproductive system of a woman or of your mother. Okay, now the purpose of the rest is to be the one that particular seed that has to fertilize the egg. And immediately when there was fertilization, I want you to know, this is important, and I want you to take note. I want you to imagine that you are slower in speed when released out of your father's loins. Now, there are certain, biological things that actually get to prove why, even as women, we've taken long to come to the center stage. We've taken long to head departments. If you see that in the 19th century, 20th century, women were not in the marketplace. There were so many things that women were doing that I'm not going to get into the details for this. So the purpose of the rest is to be that one particular person, to be the one to manage. And immediately this took place, okay? Immediately this took place. There was a membrane that encircled the fertilized ovum in defense, not to allow anything else that will come to destroy the information that has started, or this particular seed that has been fertilized. And behold, knowledge that you are going to receive, the knowledge that you are going to receive will help you to get to the place where you begin to bring yourself out in different areas of your lives. Please take note. Even if you take long to become, even if there's some delay, circumstantial delays that have taken place in your life, I want you to know that there is always an opportunity for you to start somewhere. We can move. There is always an opportunity for you to start somewhere. Okay. So who are you? Okay. When the wig and heels go off, what really remains? Okay. When the wig, we take off our wig. Okay, we take off our heels, we take off our eyebrows, we take off everything. Who are you? Productivity has to do with us coming face to face with reality. It is important that we get to have an understanding with who we should actually, express ourselves, minus all the makeup that we have worn on our faces, minus all the wig. Let's go. Let's move. So let's keep building, because I want to peel it off, okay, like an onion peel. Success defined at a personal level. True success can only be as a result of living out your purpose. So now, in order for you to define productivity, okay, in order for you to define productivity, I want us to dig deep into your inherent gift. This is important for us to understand. In order for you to be productive,
I'll be giving examples. Like I said, I am going to be very, very practical in the examples that I'm going to give. Yes, let's move. In the examples that I'm going to give. In order for you to be productive, it is important for you to identify your inherent gift. Listen to me. When this that you are supposed to be, okay? This that you are supposed to be was already put inside of you. You were already born. My God. Can you hear me? Maureen, kindly confirm. Can you hear me? Yvonne, can you hear me or? Okay, I hope you can hear me. I can't get any thumbs up, but I hope you can hear me. So let me continue. If you can't hear me, please indicate to me that you can't hear me. Okay.
We are hearing you, Dr. Nellie.
You can. Okay, beautiful. Okay, it just kicked me out. So it is important to have an understanding about your inherent gift. What is this inherent gift? You were already born, okay, with this particular gift within you, that later on you went to school, and some of you did study and found yourself working in a particular department. As you're working in that particular department, some of you are even confused because you don't like the job that you're doing, you don't like the things that you are doing. You don't have to stop what you are doing. You just have to be aware about this thing that you love to do, because that thing that you love to do, if you incorporate it, okay, if you incorporate that which you love to do with your career drive or what you studied at work, because as you all know, we found ourselves in universities studying the things that we don't like, what that we didn't want, because that was the only opportunity. You found yourself being pushed into college to study the things that probably you actually don't even love, to study that particular, thing. And so then some of us, we have applied for the job and we have found ourselves in the Ministry of Labor. We are not probably even very happy with the position that we have. Well, this is why I'm here today, because whatever the cost, you have to be productive. And this is why I'm digging deep to kind of first and foremost make you uncomfortable where you are, so that we can dig out this particular gift, so that when you marry it with your what you are doing with your career, when you marry this particular gift with your career, you will see how productive you shall be. So this particular gift, you do it with ease. You can't remember when you started doing this thing that you love to do. And again, you didn't learn it from someone else. You actually started doing it. The more you did it, the better you become. You can do this particular thing for free, even without being paid, because you love to do it. And when you do that one thing, it gives you so much joy. So what is that thing? Let's go. What is that thing? Okay. I'm setting the precedent here. It is important for you to bring about the place of mentorship. Listen to me. It is important, in order for this particular thing that is your gift, in order for it to progress, there is need to secure mentorship in different ways of your lives. It is important for you to understand, how will you grow from where you are? How will you get promotion? How will your brand increase from where it is? There is need to have somebody who will sit, to kind of push you, because some of you are where you are because there is no accountability partner. Some of you are where you are because you are not looking up to any person who can tell you, you said this year you are going to do your master's. Where are you at? You said that this year you are going to study this particular course for 3 months. You haven't started because most of us are struggling with time. We have 24 hours. We are struggling with time. People always ask me, how do I manage time? You know why? I have mentorship in my life and I've got people I report to in order for this great thing to be pulled out of me and put it out there for people to appreciate what I carry, for people to tap into what I carry. Listen to me. In order for you to be productive, it is important to be intentional about who you are looking up to. It is important for you to be intentional about the person who you are going to be reporting yourself to. Do you have a career mentor? Do you have a business mentor? Do you have a marriage mentor? It is important. And like I promised you, we are going to be as basic as possible, interrogate ourselves in different spaces so that we can have this presentation make sense. Let's move quickly, because at some point we shall remove the presentation so I can just quickly speak into your hearts. So now, as you are moving the journey of your life, in order for you to bring out this productivity, discover you first. We have a lot of people who are directors, who are accountants, who are doing so many things in the marketplace. And the reason why you are not fulfilled is because you haven't discovered you. Have you researched yourself? You are the first research project. Before you even say I do to somebody, before you even start loving, before you even start applying for a job, it is important for you to find you. We have a lot of people in the marketplace that haven't first and foremost discovered who they really are. So if I ask you a question, who are you? Most of you will tell me, I am the accountant. I am the director. Those are titles. Those are titles. Any moment, if your job comes to an end, who are you? Those are the areas I want you to start interrogating. That is where productivity is. That is where empowerment is. Empowerment is not in your title. Empowerment is not in I'm Dr. Nellie, I am Mrs. Kangwa. That is not where empowerment is. That is not where productivity is. Let's go quickly. The next thing that must happen, when you have discovered yourself, it is important for you to understand that there are areas in your life that may block your greatness. So quickly, I want us to just interrogate this particular diagram. Please pay attention. We won't dwell too much on it because there's a lot of activity going on here. But I want to just allude to where many people are trapped. You are trapped in a particular place called your mind. When it comes to productivity, why you are not progressing in your career, why you are not stimulating your entrepreneurial thinking, why you are not bringing greatness in your life and building your brand, it is because somewhere you are trapped. And so let me just highlight a few things here. Don't pay attention to a lot of things, just a few highlights. When information was spoken to you, when you saw something as a girl child, when you were growing up, there are a lot of things that were taking place. There are a lot of things that you were observing. I want you to know they are settled in your unconscious mind, which controls 95% the way you respond to opportunities, the way you respond to life. Every information and everything that was happening as you were growing up as a girl child came into you, and it is settled in your unconscious mind. Listen to me, this is very important. If I manage to deliver information on this one, I would have delivered. anything that has been happening in your life, anything that somebody spoke in your life, anything you observed as you were growing up is settled in what we call internal representation of your mind. Everything that has come, you are responding from the 95% of the information you heard, information you stored, information that you observed. It comes by 400 billion bits. That is how information comes to you. So when you see something, when you go for work and somebody enters your office, how you observe that particular individual has entered the office, or what your friend said, or what the boss said, it comes by 400 billion bits per second. Now, in order for what you saw, what you heard to make sense, information needs to go through a process, because out of 400 billion bits per second, you need only 2,000 to remain. Only 2,000 to remain. So that 2,000, for it to remain, some information has to be deleted. Some of the information has to be generalized. Some of the information has to be distorted, so that you can remain with what is important. What is important is what you concentrate on. You can never be productive. Listen to me. You can go to school and get your PhD. You can be given a high position in government. If you are not going to understand things that you focus on, things that you believe in, you will actually fail, even at the highest position, because your mind has stored information that causes you to respond to situations. Whatever you see, whatever you hear, there is nothing you have heard, there is nothing you have seen, except the meaning that you give to it based on the memories, the meta programs, the values, the things that you have stored inside of you. Let me take it easy. Your mind has stored information. You heard things. Men heard things about women, that a woman is like this. So sometimes when you are working with men, there is a way they have heard on the way a woman behaves. There is a way information has been stored in their mind. So in order for you to tap into what is trending right now, become productive, become needed, the work is not from outside. The work is inside of you. What information have you stored in your mind? What information are you entertaining in your mind? When you hear entrepreneurship, what comes to your mind first? When you hear, I work for the government, what comes to your mind first? This is why some of us, even the attitude and the behavior when we are going for work, because we work for the government, we show up late. Because our minds have got a certain mindset about working in the government. I tell my employees, because we go for work at 7 a.m. where I stay, there is no excuse about traffic, because I know I live in the Lai area. And therefore, if I leave home at 6:30, I'm already late, because it is going to be congested in Ring Road, Woodlands area, and I'm going to arrive home, at the workplace late. My mind has been told that going for work late disturbs the whole day. So because that is what my mind has been told, there is a way I have shifted things in my mind so that I leave home at 6 to hit the workplace at 7 and do my makeup at the office and have my first coffee at the office. It is all about what I am entertaining in my mind. Listen to me. No one has held you captive. No one has said anything to anger you. No one has done anything. Whatever you are responding to is not what you heard. It is not what you saw. What you are spent, what you are, what you, what, how, the way you are feeling, why you are feeling the way you are feeling, it is because of the information within you. And that is why you have to change your within. That is where the work is. We need to start working on changing our meta programs, things that you have stored in your mind in order for you to be productive. You need to know even where you are working, that you can be productive. If only you can change what you are seeing in that office. If only you can change how you are observing things in order to be productive. So we are going to leave this particular diagram because it's so detailed, it can take the whole day. I have just alluded to how you need to work on your inside. You need to start changing your thought process. You need to start, removing life out of the things you heard, out of the things that have been taught to you. Let's move to the next slide. When you have discovered yourself and you have started preparing your mind to find the brand called you, listen to me. Before any other person defines you, you need to define yourself. Who are you? Stop having imposter syndrome. Stop wanting to be another person. Your originality is what the world is looking for. Your authentic you is what the world is looking for. You may have found yourself in a job that is not really speaking into your inherent gift. There could be a disparity there. I have steps that I can take you through in different programs that I get to have with people, where we can take a walk on how you can enter into what I call career equilibrium. Career equilibrium is where the things that you love to do, you have defined them so well and they are in alignment with what you are doing. Today, I want you to try and define who you are. Time is not with me to go into practicals, but who are you? Define yourself today. You can never be productive. Listen to me. You will never reach your highest self and really fulfill your passion into retirement if you avoid some of these things that bring you fulfillment. Let's move. Define yourself today. In definition of yourself, the next place you are supposed to enter in is to now start outlining and enlarging yourself. Let me give you an example. Okay, so most of you, Dr. Nellie Kangwa, the profile was being read. I received 1 and 2, 3, 4 awards and everything. That is basically a profile for you to understand the who I am in description. Let me show you. So I am not Dr. Nellie Kangwa when it comes to the description of who I am. Who am I? Okay, I am a destiny rescuer. I rescue people's destinies. Number 2, I help to shape their destinies, grow their brands, help to internationalize their brands, connect people's destinies in order to help them reach their ultimate self. You come in my presence. You come in my presence. The description of who I am is that I will look at you and I want to help you. Comes naturally because that is my gift. It comes naturally. You come in my space. The who I am is not Dr. Nellie Kangwa. The who I am is that when you come in my place, I want to help you get the who you are to another level. I almost get frustrated to see women looking down upon themselves, pulling each other down, bringing each other down, entering into gossip. That I take personal. I take it personal. So that is a description of who I am. What is it that you've been born to solve? That is a description of who you are. Because as you know, problems are raw materials for your greatness. So what problem have you been born to solve? That problem you've been born to solve, it is the description of who you are. And you need to start from today rehearsing on describing who you are. The who you are is for you to be a solution. That is where your productivity or your monetary gain is. It is when you begin stretching, let's move. When you begin stretching yourself, developing yourself. In the developing yourself, it is important to know what is it that you are going to do so that who you are starts making sense. As you know, the who you are, that is where your wealth is. I put it this way. Your gift, when you add value to your gift, it gives you worth. When you keep on improving your worth, that is where your wealth is. And the more you build your worth, you build a legacy. And your legacy is what lives beyond your tombstone, not your certificate, not your job position. Today, if you died, will the who you are still live? Will the who you are still be a benefit to your children? Or are we just going to bury you with your certificates and that's it? Developing yourself has to be intentional. So let me quickly talk about the 3 E routes that you may want to make a decision to improve your life. Apart from your physical health, the education you are going to choose, the businesses you are going to choose. The 3 E routes, write down if you're writing. Today, you've got to make a decision. The first E route that you are going to decide if that is the route you are going to take is education. Are you more of that is the importance of defining who you are, developing who you are, because then you will know your strength. Where does your strength lie? So the first E is education. Where you are right now, do you want to go back to school? Do you want to improve yourself? Where are you going? Are you going to pursue your master's? Are you going to pursue your doctorate? Or are you going to pursue small little certificates in order for you to be empowered in your gift? That is the education route. That is the education route. I remember when I did my first master's, I realized that there was still something that I needed. I had to enroll again to do my second master's because that one in Switzerland at Zurich Elite Business School was sounding more in my niche. So my going back to school and doing another master's was not because I just wanted to show off that I needed to get, master's, I need to get doctorate. No. It was to do it. It was called real world skills masters in business leadership. So I had to make that conscious decision to go back to school and do another one to add to what I already had. You have to be intentional about your life. You have to be intentional. The next E route, okay? The next E route that needs to be presented is, are you going to be in employment? Okay? Are you going to be in employment? Being in employment then means that it is important for you to understand, do you want to be do you want to be to go up to being a CEO? Do you want to be to end up becoming the senior director, financial director, accountant? Is that what you are trying to be? It is important to define. The next E route is enterprise. Okay. The next route is enterprise. Are you going to choose to set up a business in self-development? Is that what you are going to choose to do? Very important for you to do those particular decisions. Now, as you are choosing those things, Yvonne, as I'm concluding, let me talk off the cuff so that I can conclude properly to help individuals to be practical in the things that they are doing. Let's drop the presentation. I'll send it over. I want to speak to because I've got a few minutes now. I want to speak to the audience to bring in the practicality of a lot of things. So when it comes to choosing what you are developing, as a woman, I want to talk to you because I'm your fellow woman. And I know the struggle we have as women in developing ourselves. So I want us to kind of get to the place where we become real. Listen, this is what I'm talking about. When you're choosing any era to develop yourself, to franchise yourself, to distribute yourself, first and foremost, you need to be conscious and intentional about your life, that you're a woman. You have to accept that first and foremost, you have to play the game as a woman in the marketplace. Do not change yourself to be a man. Do not go into the marketplace and behave like a man. Be the same woman that you are. Now, in being the same woman that you are, it is important then to know that because you are a woman, you have to be conscious that there are certain additional things that you have as a woman that you've got to be aware of. What are they? If today I came and I gave you scholarship, okay, I gave you scholarship that next week on Monday, you need to go to the UK to go and study masters. Here is a scholarship. And you have 2 children. The oldest is 7 years. The youngest is 2 years. Listen to me. The dynamics of how you would decide to be productive in your career and get empowered will be totally different from a man or from your husband. Let us get home, because now I want to talk about boardroom to bedroom. It is important in your productivity to bring reality where it matters. If you are a mother and you want to be productive, you want to be empowered, you have received a full scholarship. Okay, you've received a full scholarship to go and study. Do you know that it won't be as easy as it is for a man? A man will pack his bags and he will leave tomorrow. For you and me, it won't be like that. The number of things that you have to put into consideration. That is why, as a woman, when we are talking productivity, you need to also be aware, plan your life. You need to know, are you going to get married? If you are thinking of getting married, when are you going to have children? How many years are you planning to have children? Those things are important for you to know, because when you get that understanding, you will then get to plan your life a little different from the way a man plans his life. You listen to me. The world, the marketplace, okay? The marketplace, okay? The marketplace. Thank you so much. I'm now able to see comments there. Thank you. This is very good. Florence, I get your comment. Yes, and freedoms. And it's important to incorporate the religion community in women empowerment. Very, very important. Okay, it is important for us to have this understanding that when it comes, to your becoming and your progression in your life, when you are progressing in life, you have to be intentional about that you are a woman in the way you are planning your life. It is important to know, if I am in the childbearing age, when am I going to be conceiving? Because listen to me, conception has been there. You are not the first person to conceive. You are not the first woman to have children. And therefore, when it comes to the marketplace is not, kind enough to understand that actually you are pregnant or you are in the childbearing age. That is why when it comes to your career and productivity as a woman, you have to carry your career bull by the horn, because these things will catch up with you. This is why in the research that we did, we discovered that 2 young people can come out of university. Okay, 2 young people can come out of university and you fall in love. Both you have a degree. You get married. The moment you get married, what we have discovered is that the man will have masters. The woman won't have masters. The woman may come and start having masters maybe when she's now 40 years. Because at some point she got, caught up with having children. And so when you look at career progression and productivity, in developing your career as a woman, you have to ensure that you hold your career book by the horn and be responsible yourself and plan it. Let me give you an example. And I'm not saying my example is the thing. Can I have boardroom to bedroom? My example is not what I'm saying the standard. I just want to tell you how ready I was when it came for my career progression. Okay. When I got married, I told my husband that we are going to be in the childbearing, season for 7 to 10 years. Okay. Like for the 10 years of my life, I am dedicating my body, dedicating my life to having children and really focusing and not necessarily really doing school. I didn't go to school that time. When I got married, I suspended my school. I suspended my education because I knew it was not easy for me to multitask. And guess what? When I was 30 years, I had my 3rd son. We had already had conversations about me closing my womb. At 30, I went to the hospital. Not even the hospital environment could agree with me because they were saying I was too young, to close my womb. And I said, look, I have talked to my spouse. We've agreed that we are done. With 3 children, I am done. Now I want to face up. I don't want to be on these pills to damage my body and so on and so forth. I had decided. Because I decided, I closed my womb. And I remember when I was done with all the process of my reproductive system and really satisfying my husband's family with the 3 children, that is where I now took my brain back to school. That is where I began to do a number of things. Time is not with me to just share with you the practical things that I had to do in order for me to be where I am today. Listen, the point I am trying to bring home here is to tell you that as a woman, you need to be intentional. Because the issue of you being the very best in the boardroom, which I call the bedroom, with the book that I've authored, Boardroom to Bedroom. Listen, the marketplace is not your grandfather's playground, where they will understand that you are pregnant, where they will understand that your baby has got a temperature, where they will understand. It is not your grandfather's playground. That is why you've got to be intentional. People in your work, environment won't understand your baby issues and the tooth that is coming out of your child. That is why, as women, I am coming and bringing a plea to you that you need to understand when it comes to your boardroom, there are certain things you need to apply. When I say boardroom, I'm not talking about a room. I am talking about the marketplace, and that is how I have penned down in this book how to succeed in both places. It is mandatory that you succeed in both places when you are intentional. There are practical examples and practical things in research that have put in this book to help you succeed and be productive and empowered as a woman. As I'm concluding, it is important for me to talk about how you need to succeed in the bedroom. And when I say bedroom, I'm not talking about a room. I am talking about the family front. It is important, and please allow me, because when we are talking about women empowerment, it is mandatory that we get to understand that in self-development as a woman, you need to know what the environment also looks at. If you are a single mother in this place, someone impregnated you, left you with 2 children, it's because it becomes your responsibility as a woman. You can't hide. We can't hide as women and pretend like it is not really inconveniencing you. You also need to know that there is a way you are stigmatized. You can't stand on top of a hill to tell them why the relationship ended and why you've got 2 children from different fathers. There is that still stigma that shows up in you. And if you do not work on your internal representation and how you will respond to people's opinions, it will clog into your productivity. That is why you've got to be intentional. That is why, as a woman, there is a way you need to face the family front, which I call the bedroom. You have to be intentional at whatever place you are, whether you are a single mother, whether you are married. Let me quickly, in conclusion, talk to these different groups. As a single woman, there is a way you need to carry yourself in order for your career to make sense. Because if you are labeled as one who sleeps around with your boss, we've got to be practical. I'm not here to please you and give you some Google information. It will at one point show up in your career. Because when you are being promoted, there are people who sit to discuss you. What will they say in the boardroom when it comes to the way you behave in the bedroom as a single person? And bedroom, I'm talking about now outside the marketplace. How do you carry yourself as a woman? It is easy. You may be sleeping around with bosses. Do you know that your boss will get promotion because it is just what it is, that when a man is sleeping with different women, somehow he will escape. But when you are sleeping with them, your name will be mentioned. That is why be very careful to carry your brand and your career to another level by the way you treasure yourself, by the way you bring your morals and your values in the marketplace, because they will affect your family. They will affect your bedroom at some point. Let us go to you who are single parents. You have to know that there are certain things that get to happen when you are together with your husband. School runs, he may help. There are certain things that a man may help, that if you are a single parent, because you did not, treat your emotions very well, and because right now, like I'm saying, and please hear me well here, divorce has been well decorated, that it is the ultimate, the most beautiful thing for a woman to decide. And I'm here not to campaign for you stay in marriage, even if you're being abused until death do you part. I don't subscribe to that. I don't subscribe to that. Marriage is about enjoying and someone, complimenting, supporting you to grow. And so if you were led into divorce because of certain obvious reasons, please, it's okay, because you can still love again. The point I'm trying to drive at, in order for you to be productive, you need to know that there are certain things that will clog into your increase, into your becoming, because you are a divorced woman, because you've got to pay, school fees for your 3 children. The man has run away. Okay, so even when you are deciding to fall in love, when you're deciding to get married, you need to put into consideration that at the end of the day, as a woman, the backlog comes on you. The burden is on you. These are real issues that in being corporate, we may cover them and not want to talk about them. These are real. For you who's married, I need you to know, we understand you are a director. We understand you are the boss of the accounting department. We understand. But you need to know, when you are leaving the boardroom, which is the marketplace, and you are facing your bedroom, which is your family, you need to learn how to take off your heels. You need to learn how to take off your wig. And when you enter your home, because at the end of the day, your behavior and the way you are treating the marriage that you've been given, tomorrow it can backfire on you. Listen to me. What is productivity? What is success? You are very successful and your home is disgruntled. You are very successful and your children are on drugs. Do you know that I'm in partnership with some rehabilitation homes? I go to those places to talk to children. Most of those children who are struggling with drugs, struggling with alcohol, when you interrogate them, they came from wealthy families, wealthy mother who was busy sowing her career, busy with her career, but never paying attention to the home front. I say, you have a needle with no thread. You are busy sowing your career, busy becoming, going to school to become the very best that you can become, very productive in the marketplace, powerful in the boardroom when you contribute, but you have issues when it comes to the bedroom, to the family. These things one day will get back to you and you become answerable. You can never sow your career and your front, your home front is disgruntled. That is non-productivity. And so today, this is what I wanted to offer to you, people of God. And I pray that you've picked out some things. For some things that are not very clear, we can get into questions, but you can also follow me on different social media platforms, Dr. Nellie Kangwa, YouTube. I've taught you can also get this amazing book to change your life. Thank you so much. Over to you, Yvonne.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nellie Kangwa, for this very insightful program. A presentation. As you can see, some of the comments that are coming through from the women, including the men folk that have joined us on this presentation. We have a comment from Moses. Thought-provoking interaction. I do very much agree with you. So I hope this has been very inspiring. We have had an overrun in terms of time, and I just couldn't cut this because I just wanted one woman out there to just get a glimpse of how they can be empowered and how they can be better and apply themselves in the marketplace and in their bedroom. Very, very insightful. We're very grateful, Dr. Kangwa, for joining us on this Productivity Z360. You have ably given us all it takes to be more productive in the marketplace. I hope each and every woman here has appreciated. So for those of you that want a presentation, a copy of this presentation, please, you can still add your email address on this same forum. I'll be able to pick it for you. So until next month, when we bring you another very important topic, please subscribe to this channel and click on the notification button so that every time we go online on our Productivity Z360 talk, you'll be able to be notified. So thank you very much and see you next month. God bless you.